Okay, I'm back. I'm going to make this quick. Try to anyway. Here's your part description, engine torque mount. This is the number. I believe it came off of Parts Geek or one of the internet services. The part was around $18 or $19. This is the part we're replacing right here. As you can see, if I hold it, you see where that rubber's torn. As this part is sitting in the engine, it'll be, as you're looking at it in the motor, it'll be just like this. Okay, I'm going to show you this is the old part. It is no good. Here's the vehicle. What you're going to need is a 10 millimeter socket. The socket is to remove that bolt right here. It will move this tank, your reservoir tank, out of the way. If there's fluid in there, it may jiggle around a little bit. There's just a tiny bit in the bottom. Disconnect these clips right here. There's one here, one down here. Keep it connected to your radiator. You don't need to remove the hose, just unclip it. This is the part as it sits. Like I said, there's a bolt here. It's an 18 millimeter head. The bolt goes through to here on the other side. And as you see this rubber mount right here, as it's connected, best thing you can use, the tools you're going to need, I said, is a 10 millimeter socket. I've got a closed end 18, a 17 for torque. Obviously, if you know how to use this, you'll put this on the end of the bolt, put your other wrench in here. You're going to need to lift up, move the wrench to loosen it. Back toward the windshield, be very careful of these two lines. This is your refrigerant lines for your air conditioning. Be extremely careful when you're loosening this nut. You don't disturb this. There's a seal right there. If you do, you're going to destroy the seal for your Freon and have to recirculate some 134 in there and replace this part. The other bolt, which sits under here, this is your strut tower. As you can see where my ratchet is with my socket. There's 3 bolts here that hold the strut mount in. This is factory welded. This bolt that's in here is approximately 3 inches to 3.5 inches long. Once you loosen it with the wrench, it is not going to come out. You're going to need a whizzer wheel or a cutting tool. I suggest you only make a very small little notch so you don't compromise the integrity. You need a cutter wheel like that. All you're going to do, unless you're handy enough with a hacksaw and want to take forever, come in 1/4 to 1/2 inch on each side, cut this a very little bit, bend it up with a pair of vice grips or channel locks, whatever you have, pliers. What you're going to do once you tighten this bolt back down, these are cast aluminum. You do not want to over tighten them. You can check your torque specs online or call Nissan, find out what the torque specs are at your local dealer, wherever you're at, and ask them what the torque specs are. This is cast aluminum with rubber. Obviously, you're going to remove this bolt. Probably best to have yourself a magnet and hand tighten these back down. You can snug them back down. It was super easy to do. It took about 30 minutes. If you look at this part, if you see where the QR is right here, that's one indicator you're putting it the right way. Snap a picture of it if you're not sure. If you see where the pointed part of this cast is, it has to be pointing up. A friend, see the serial number? There's your factory number right there from Nissan for the part number. A friend of the family and not the owner of this vehicle. I'm not going to try to throw this guy under the bus. Years ago, put the part exactly like this one with that pointing down. That is incorrect. Do not do that. This arrow, as you want to call it, on this part needs to be in this position, sitting in the vehicle with the arrow pointing up. If you put this in correctly in the vehicle, it's going to make a very odd, strange noise. Do not do that. Like I said, years ago, we didn't have cell phones. I'm dating myself. I'm almost 60 years old. If you put a part in wrong, it's going to cost you. Last but not least, floor jack, 2 ton, 3 ton, whatever, piece of wood underneath the oil pan very gently as you're taking this part. This bolt will not come out without putting a little bit of pressure on your engine. Here's your motor mount right here on the top. This is a top torque strut. Here's your top motor mount. As you take this bolt out, the engine will drop. You do not need to remove any of this stuff to get this part out. If you do, like I said, you notch this, you'll be able to take these 2 bolts loose, very gently lift on these air conditioning lines, take the part out this way underneath the air conditioning lines, and you are golden. 30 minutes tops. Hope this helped you. Have a nice day.